Hi, and welcome back to another A Weekend in My Notebooks video for October 27th to October 29th. It's been a while since I filmed one of these videos due to very cloudy weather during the past few weekends, but I forgot how much I love making these. Despite loving the fall and winter weather, it does make filming a bit trickier, but hopefully I will be able to have the chance to film at least one more of these during 2023. On Friday, I just spent some time updating my hobonichi weeks for week 43. This included adding new events with icon stickers from Rainy.plans, adding in day-specific tasks, and adding a few non-day specific tasks to my inbox. I did not add a habit tracker to this week since the current goals I have for myself aren't really based on consistency, but rather just getting the tasks done that have been on my list for a while, instead of just migrating it from week to week. Especially since I will be gone for most of November for a trip, I want to try and get as much as I can done beforehand so that I can come back from the trip without a long list of outstanding tasks and let myself just really enjoy the holidays. On Saturday, I started with briefly updating my hobonichi weeks since the last day. I also made a note on a sticky note from Jet Pens that I wanted to potentially add a photo and review of the 1989 Taylor's Version album that came out this week, specifically the vault songs. On weeks where I have more room under the inbox, I want to start adding in little memories or notes on something that occurred that week to help fill this empty space as a form of memory keeping. This way also I can flip back through my hobonichi weeks and I can remember more about what happened during that week. As we are approaching the end of the year, I am starting to prepare my 2024 system. As of now, my current plans are to keep a similar system to 2023 since I really like the notebooks that I used and they worked well, so I'll just be making tweaks on how I use them, but a majority will just stay the same. I want to keep using the pocket Leuchtturms to journal daily, use a hobonichi weeks as my planner, use a hobonichi cousin as my daily log, and use standard inserts from Good Impressions as my reading log. In addition, I will be adding a 5-year techo, as well as another hobonichi weeks for a work planner. Here I am using Daiso sticky notes to start planning out how I want to use certain pages in my notebooks, so when I am ready to move in and set these up, I will already know what to do. This will be the first year I will be using a 5-year techo from Hobonichi. In the back of the 5-year techo, there is a My List page with 8 lists, each with 10 lines, so I would like to document 2 favorites for each year from 8 ideas, like favorite books or favorite TV show. Then for the main part of the notebook, my current plan is for each day, I will jot down the highlight of the day, a small moment, or just something I want to remember that happened that day. Then on the right hand side, I want to note down facts about myself and see just how those change over the years. For example, maybe I'll talk about my favorite TV show. I write down my answer for that current day, and then the next year on that same day, I would get to reevaluate whether it's still true or if it's changed. The hobonichi weeks I chose for 2024 is a standard weeks in the black paper series. I think I will try to keep this planner in a clear cover since I can imagine it getting dirty over the year, since the cover is made of paper rather than the typical fabric of the bunny weeks that I'm currently using right now. I plan to use the monthly and weekly layout similar to how I'm currently using it, but I do want to make some changes to how I use the note pages in the back since I had intentions to use them heavily for 2023, but I found myself really underutilizing them in the middle of the year. I think part of it was that I was afraid of running out of pages since there's only about 70 in the standard edition, as well as just abandoning pages so that they were not updated, therefore they weren't really useful anymore, and I just didn't take the time to go back. I did already think of a few ideas on what I wanted to put on these note pages, so that's why I had already some sticky notes filled out and ready. I do plan to film the setup of my hobonichi weeks in December, or at least partially if the weather isn't great for filming, in a week in my notebooks video, so be on the lookout for that if you're interested. I did pick up this one-piece hobonichi weeks to use for work, since I have been wanting to try something new for work to see if it helps me keep track of my tasks and projects better. At work we use Outlook, so all of my scheduling is done there, but for actually managing my tasks and projects I do have some free reign, and at the moment I've been using some digital tools at my disposal, but nothing has really clicked. I know a hobonichi weeks has worked well for a personal planner, so I'm hoping to see if this will mesh well for work as well. Here I'm marking that I want to mark my paydays and holidays off work, as well as any vacation or sick days, so I can see the year as a whole. Then in my notes, I will want an index, since I don't need to jot down every task or project, so I want to be able to reference what I have included in here. This will also just be really trial and error as I figure out what is the most efficient and productive, so I'm not too sure what I will use the notes pages for in the back. On Sunday, I first started by updating my current weekly layout. I had a few tasks that I no longer needed to complete, so I used this hobonichi stencil as a straight edge to cross them off, and then I added a few more tasks to the layout. Then I began setting up the next weekly. I did already break in week 44 during my November setup, which means I just had less to set up this day. Now that we are close to the actual week, I can add in some day-specific tasks since I have a better idea of how the week will look like. I am adding a Daiso sticky note to jot down a few ideas for a video that I would like to film this week. I wanted to watch season 1 and season 2 of Heartstopper this week since I've never watched it. So here I'm searching for a previous weekly to check the placement of how I like to set up my TV show trackers since it's been a while. And to make the bolder header, I'm using a Pilot Vanishing Point and Fine. Since I have been neglecting my notes, I do want to try and use them more for the rest of the year so that they do not go completely wasted. First, I am adding a Q4 entertainment list and a Q4 social media ideas list. I did set up a social media pocket Leuchtturm, but over the summer I stopped using it and it ended up just being another notebook I had to keep track of, so I decided to try and move some of it in my hobonichi weeks. Plus, if this works out, I want to do the same for 2024. I divided the page into 4 different lists, one for Instagram Reels, photo ideas for my feed, story ideas, and YouTube video ideas. This way I can jot down when I have an idea, so when I'm looking to create content, I can just check this page for ideas. Now I am moving to add more to the quarter 4 entertainment list. I feel like I have barely watched any movies and TV shows the past few months, so I wanted to be able to jot down anything that sounded interesting so when I am in the mood, I can reference this list since I often have issues with finding something I want to watch. Plus, for TV shows, this is a nice way to remember what episode I'm on since I don't always use the same device to watch on. Flipping the page, my last note, the page that I'm setting up is a 2024 prep list. To help me end the year strong so I can start off the year strong, I want to be able to jot down the type of tasks I like to do at the end of the year each year. Plus, since I will be gone for most of November, I want to be able to start completing these tasks now so that it's not all crammed during the last week of the year and ends up stressing me out. Plus, this way I won't forget to do anything and I will check this list as I'm setting up each weekly to see if I can complete at least one or two so that it becomes a lot more manageable.